macaroni, don't forget.
Girls on the track now. We're going to have 3 sections for this 1600. Guns off. Annie Bonds, Carrie Dirksen, Marissa Vigiano, Mackenzie Dugas, Christine Schumacher, Kara Cotter, Sydney Clark, Emily Davis, Maria Walston, Sarana Scholten, Rachel Jones, Erica Schmel, Ellie Rohrig, Maddie Gaffa, Olivia Vanderpool, and Emily Osika are all in this heat. One runner has separated herself just a little bit. Looks like it's hip number 4. That's Mackenzie Dugas from Canton. Sydney Clark of Walled Lake Western and Sarana Schulten. Currently our top 3 runners. Number 1 seed coming in was from Annie Bonds of Plymouth, 6:05. We'll see if they can improve on that. I'm sure many of these girls would be happy to break 6 this early in the season.
Okay, ladies.
Still Dugas from Canton. She's leading through 2 laps. 80 seconds on the clock right now. 84. So they are sub-6 pace right now. We'll see what they can do. Emily Davis of Mattawan has moved into that pack. She's currently sitting 4th. Running next to her teammate, Schulten. Very nice pack here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all together. 1 all alone. That's Dugas from Canton still. 20 meters up. She's got 5 to go. Emily Davis of Mattawan has moved up into position. Annie Bonds, our number 1 seed, is currently sitting 3rd. Went out a little bit conservative. We'll see what she brings these next 5 laps. On the outside, I believe that's Marissa Vigiano of Macomb, Dakota, sitting in 4th. Sydney Clark, Walled Lake Western, in that pack now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls caught up to the Canton runner, and it looks like they're going to keep going. Vigiano of Dakota currently leads. Dugas from Canton. Davis of Mattawan. Bonds, Plymouth. Clark from Walled Lake Western. Vigiano going out very hard that last like 300 meters or so, as she has created a nice separation from the chase pack led by Annie Bonds, our overall number 1 seed. Right about 6 flat pace. Right about 6 flat pace for our leader, Vigiano of Macomb, Dakota. Annie Bonds in 2nd. Emily Davis of Mattawan in 3rd. Clark of Walled Lake Western in 4th. The separation continues to grow. Vigiano has about 35-meter lead on our number 1 seed, Annie Bonds. 2 to go. She's at 4:28, just ahead of 6-minute pace. Coming in with a 6:07 seed. Bonds just over 6 flat pace. Davis, Clark, and now Walston from White Lake Lakeland moving into that mix. She's currently 5th. It's going to be 1 to go once Vigiano gets to the finish line. 5:10, 5:11, 5:12, 5:13. Just ahead of 6 flat pace. Probably looking at about a 5:56 right now, depending on what she runs this last lap in, obviously. Bonds still 2nd. Davis of Matawan in 3rd. Clark and Walston. Dugas and Schulten. Dugas, our former leader, is falling back to 6th place. Davis of Matawan starting to stride it out. Not sure she has enough room to catch Bonds. But Vigiano here, 5:53, 5:54. Broke that 6-minute barrier, about a 13-second PR, it looks like. Nothing but smiles across the line for her. Bonds coming in, 6:08, 6:09, just off of her time. She's still running, but she is in fact done. Davis from Matawan 3rd. Ooh, close race there for 4th. I believe it was Clark on the outside, and then Walston. Schulten of Matawan, Dugas. Rohrig and Jones of Defiance. Kara Cotter from White Lake Lakeland. Emily Osika. Maddie Gaffa. Olivia Vanderpool. Erica Schmel finishing up right here. All right. Heat number 2. Maddie Trevison, Jackie Bredenberg, Brianna Lax, Madeline Marquette, Paige Dobbs, Monica McHale, Becca Lustig, Alexa Sachan, Riley Bustle, Josephine Fior, Kristen Fink, Natalie Martinez, Maddie Dennison, Morgan Merlino, and Alexa Kashan. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot. She's entered twice. The same girl as Plymouth A and Plymouth B, so we'll see how that works out. Maddie Trevison, our number 1 seed, 5:35.
Gotta turn him on a 22 shelf.
Ladies, 1600, heat number 3. You need to be here now. Let's line up in order. 1, 2, 3, etc.
Crazy loud.
Our number 1 seed, Maddie Trevison, out to a quick lead, up on about 15, 20 meters, shakes out her arms really quick. Alexa Sachon. Currently in 2nd. The lead for Maddie Trevison has grown greatly. She's up by 35 to 40 meters right now. She's only through the 400, 76. It's about 5:30 pace, which would put her just ahead of her seed time. Peck is now led by Kristen Fink from Rogers, our friends from Ohio. You can tell because of the numbers on her back. A requirement down in Ohio. Trevison from Farmington absolutely opening this up. She's going to have a 50-meter lead at the 600 mark, sub 2. That's Fink of Rogers. Maddie Dennison of Grosse Pointe North is currently sitting third. The lead continues to grow for Maddie Trevison, our number 1 seed, up to about 60 meters right now. Her coach, she once again shakes out her arms, 241. That's 5:20 pace. Fink of Rogers, number 2, starting to pull away from that pack. Monica McHale, hip 6, starting to make a move for Macomb, Dakota. Dennison of Grosse Pointe North, staying in 4th. $75-meter lead for Maddie Trevison. She's got 3 to go. Fink and McHale battling it out right now for second position. Morgan Merlino of Farmington has moved up nicely. She's in the 4th position now. Maddie Dennison running 6th as the Heat 3 girls are warming up on the track, waiting to get their chance. Trevison's lead, 100 meters, 4:09. She's got 400 to go. She's right at 5:20 pace. Seated 5:35. Running only by herself. Can now see some lapped runners that she can chase down. Meanwhile, in second, Fink and McHale, 2-3. Merlino of Farmington, 4. Sachan of Plymouth, 5. Paige Dobbs, Walled Lake Western, moving up nicely. She's in 6th. Here's our leader, 1 to go. No gunshot. 4:55 though. I think we had a misfire actually with the gun. I believe he tried.
He's got a wry smile on his face and he's red, so I'm going to say, yeah. Who's the leader here?
Trevison, underneath the Bob Parks track sign, striding it out.
The fast one coming in.
She's at 5:25, 5:26. 5:30, 5:31, 5:32. Very great race, completely alone. Proves her seed time by about 3 seconds. Great early season 1600 for Maddie Trevison of Farmington. Meanwhile, race for second place. That's Fink and McHale. Looks like it'll be Fink of Rogers. McHale of Macomb, Dakota will take third. 5:57 for Fink. 5:58 for McHale. Merlino next in, 6:05. Lustig of Rogers. Sachan. Dobbs. Fior. Dennison. Marquardt. Bustle. Lax. Just one more runner out on the track. Heat 2. Heat 3 is up next. Rachel Coleman of Northville is in this. Audrey Belf, hip 2. Ursula Farrow, hip 3. Lexa Barrett of Northville, hip 4. Marissa Dobry, hip 5. Gloria Park, hip 6. Abby Rentschler, hip 7. Lindsey Graham, hip 8. Nicole Hansen, hip 9. Haley Cummings, hip 10. Alexa Callis, hip 11. Jacqueline Overdeer, hip 12. Jillian Walter, hip 13. Lachey Bowens, hip 14. And Meredith Sorensen, hip 15. Four Celine girls.
No, there's only 8 of them out there.
It looks as though there were many scratches. Belf and Coleman are in our top 2 seeds. Barrett's out there. Dobry is also out there of Seaholm. Many scratches in this heat, so we'll identify it as it comes around. Audrey Belf has had a tremendous last 7 or 8 months ever since the start of cross country. 35 through that first 200. Belf, Coleman, Dobry, and Barrett running in that order. Walter of Celine trying to keep contact. Not sure she has it in her. That group is likely going sub 505, especially up front, with Belf and Coleman striding it out on the far end of the track. (70-71). Current record is 5:01, held by Aaron Finn. We'll see if that goes down today. I think if the race shapes up well, then it will definitely go down. Belf taking this out hard. She had a great last weekend in New York. Second place in the nation in the 2 mile, ran 10:10. She's just a junior. Rachel Coleman, a senior behind her, ran in the emerging elite mile last weekend, won it in New York, ran 5:01. She'll be going to U of M next year. These are 2 of the top girls in the nation, and they are battling it out right here on our first weekend of indoor track in the state of Michigan. Belf has about 15 meters right now on Rachel Coleman, who's about 15 meters ahead of Marissa Dobry. Coming into the 800, 220, 223, 224, 225, 226 at the 800. Coleman, 227, just a second apart. Both sub 5 pace right now. Neither of these girls should really be tired, although Rachel Coleman did run a DMR earlier today. I apologize, she ran the 4x8 earlier today. Belf is completely fresh, hasn't run since last weekend. I would expect some big things out of her. Three flat with 3 to go. Rachel Coleman not keeping contact, but still going to run a very good time. Marissa Dobry and Barrett of Northville, the other 2 girls, completely alone, but still going to get carried to a very nice time. I think it's just how this is going to work this year in the state. You're going to run 5:05 and you're going to get beat. Audrey Belf coming in. She's got 400 to go. 339, 340, 341 with 2 laps to go.
17 seconds behind the boys.
She's only 17 seconds behind the boys, which was obviously a much more conservative race, as boys races tend to be. Belf laying it all out here.
4x4, right here, please.
I'm sure she would like to take that record from Aaron Finn. It's been up there since 2011.
Number 2, boys, right over here.
I have to believe she's going to get it at this rate.
Number 2, 4x4.
5:01:38 is that time to beat. Belf is 200 left. She's at 4:18. There's the gun. Rachel Coleman not far behind, 4:25. She's going to run a great time, but it's all eyes on Belf. Will she get this record? 100 meters to go, 5:36, 5:37. 4:36, 4:37. Belf coming into the home stretch. 450. 452, 453, 454. My goodness, not only did she beat that record, Rachel Coleman is going to beat it as well. Audrey Bell, 454, 1-1. Rachel Coleman, 5 flat, 1-1. A tremendous performance from both of them as the record will fall. Barrett, 514. Dobry, 514. Lindsey Graham of Clarkston, 527. Jillian Walter of Saline, 530. Sorensen of Utica, 541. Haley Cummings from Saline. She'll finish about 543, 549.